Welcome everybody to Shiloh Stadium here for the UPSL Georgia Division I Reserves match. Today's matchup is the strongest two Los Tigres versus Soccer Saves Lives 2, formerly known as the Kalanji Pro Profile U23s. They have split off and become their own setup. My name is Larry Weaver alongside Andre Bomar for this matchup. And Dre, we got a pretty interesting, these two powerhouses of the UPSL in these last few years in Georgia coming into the year in this reserve match.
Yeah, Larry, both of these teams have the right idea, I think, in developing the youth, developing their clubs from the academy level on the way up to the senior sides. And these are the reserves. These are the guys who are trying to get into the first team. And so they're going to perform in a way, hopefully, that they'll be seen by the coaching staff and the scouts to move up. So there's a lot of passion from these guys. It's a little bit different than the regular Division I setup because these teams are not designed to be promoted to the Premier. They're designed to develop players. And that's really the overall arcing reason for the UPSL. So looks like we're getting set for kickoff here and should get it. And there we go.
SSL get us underway. SSL in their red kits. They're going to be moving from right to left. Club the strongest Los Tigres in the traditional yellow and black. They will be moving from left to right. SSL trying to get on the march on the right-hand side. Traditionally speaking, Shiloh Stadium is more of what we consider home turf for Kalanji Pro Profile and SSL. Today, Club the strongest get to be the home brew team.
Yeah, there was an issue with the Club the strongest home field. That's why we're here at Shiloh. And like you said earlier, SSL is part of the Kalanji Academy. And but they're operating as an individual club this season in the UPSL. So their senior side actually is in Division I, and they can qualify if they play well enough and finish high enough to be promoted to the Premier, which would create a very interesting rivalry with Kalanji Pro Profile.
Indeed, and Kalanji Pro Profile, a team that it just knows how to produce players, a team that before they took off the Premier season in the fall, good chance there, but an opportunity here for strongest, but not able to get through that defense. That's one of the things that we've always been proud of when it comes to SSL or Kalanji, whatever you want to say. They have quality defense, but one of the things that Coach Bruno has been able to produce, depending on whichever entity it is, are players that are able to move to the next level. Here's a chance by strongest.
Important
defenders
there.
Just doing everything they can to get in the way.
SSL desperate in defense there. And this is SSL 2.
Yes, this is, like you said, this is the reserves. These are the guys that are trying to find their way up to the top spot. So not as crisp and clean as you would see on the first teams, whether it be the Division I of Soccer Saves Lives, SSL, or whether it be Premier in Kalanji Pro Profile.
Yeah, this reserve division is a great place for these guys to get the critical minutes they need to get that experience so that they can get to that next level. You really don't get it on the bench.
You see a ball just going out there.
Division side and you're sitting on the bench, you're not really improving. But this gives them an opportunity to do that.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful thing here in Georgia to have this reserve league to where you don't have clubs that are fighting for a division title that don't have the opportunity for promotion. It's one of the beautiful things that we love that we have here.
Yeah, I do love the fact that we have a Premier Division, a Division I. You have teams that come in and they're fighting. They're fighting to get to that next level, but you also have in Premier those teams that are fighting to stay up. And we had that great opportunity to see that in action yesterday with North Georgia against Vino Tinto. And we can talk about that later, but it's an illustration that no matter where you are in the league table, if you've got to either fight against relegation or go for a playoff spot or even a title, you have to play at your best no matter where you are. There's no sleeping, so to speak, in that type of competition.
Yeah, one of the beautiful things is this Georgia Reserve League is made up of teams from both Division I and Premier. So this Reserve League is probably the most productive and most active of the three divisions that are currently active here in UPSL Georgia.
Yeah, and I would be willing to argue that you're going to see the teams that take advantage of the reserve leagues are going to develop faster as a club because, from top to bottom, they're going to have the players with the experience.
And when we speak about experience, we look at who is in the goal today for Los Tigres.
Wow, look at that. There's JoJo coming. Oh, it's not JoJo. That's their keeper coming out way out to get that one.
Yeah, that's one of the things I was just going to report was, we do have JoJo Sandoval on this roster of the reserves. Been well known as an active member of the top roster for Los Tigres. He's down on the reserves right now.
Yeah, again, that's where you get that experience from the reserves, especially if you've had an injury or if you've been out of the starting 11 for a while. This is a great way to get that match fitness back in, playing with the reserves.
And Los Tigres, they were, if we talk about the regional cup that we had just a few weeks back, strongest were in the final with the Rovers. Rovers coming out on top. And that's when we talked about, you were just saying, the shocker of this weekend from the Premier League, Rovers losing to FC Birmingham 5-3. That's got to be the shocker of the weekend so far.
Yeah, that was a bit of a shock to see. Rovers had been on a roll, but recently kind of a hiccup in 2 games now. And, you got to wonder if those injuries and those missing players are now taking a toll on the results. But, time will tell. They're still in good position in the playoffs. But Atlanta United Academy are now in the Catbird seat. But look at Dalton United in the standings, too. They have a game in hand and can overtake Atlanta United Academy with winning that game in hand.
Los Tigres moving through the midfield. Just looking for a path forward. Moving down that left-hand side. Trying to get around the defense. Again, solid defense from SSL. Able to get that ball back to the keeper.
Yeah, it seems like maybe SSL is starting to settle down a little bit. They were under a lot of pressure early, the first seconds of the game. And a bit of scrambling. But the strongest two here look like they're still very effective in the final third.
Corner for Los Tigres. SSL's keeper, Al-Keshba, has been working very diligently back there, making sure that his defense knows where the attack is coming from.
Of course, Club the Strongest is sort of a sister club to the club in Bolivia, first division team there. And there's a connection with the families that are running both the clubs, the Sandoval family. And I'm sure they're watching now in Bolivia. So greetings to them.
Swinging in, right-footed. Not able to make connect. Cleared out by SSL.
Sir. Still flirting around there, the strongest. SSL's kind of stuck in their own third here. They're strong in defense, but they're not really getting out. Stick around there too long and it could cost you big.
Well, that is one thing that SSL is really, really strong with, and that is defense. But like you said, you don't want to continue to have to take on attack after attack because eventually you're going to make a mistake.
That's true. They're in there, and, oh, man.
And a good opportunity there and cleared out by the defense.
Another corner for the strongest, too.
But it does lead to another corner, like you said.
no ball boys here, so the reserves are really going to get a workout like just retrieving the ball.
Another one whipped in from the right side. Headed, but not on frame. Just goes diagonally and out for another clearance.
That could have gone anywhere, but again, the strongest holding on to possession. SSL 2 is going to have to find a way to grab a little bit of that possession and hold on to the ball and move it away from their own goal. Get composed, but Club the Strongest right now is just not letting them.
SSL looking for a ball forward. Not able to get around the last defender.
Well, they do have a throw in and a little bit better position now.
That last defender, Kendrick Jean, did a very good job there for the Los Tigres.
Oh, just possessed too easily there. Bad pass, though, to get it back.
That's one thing to work on down here in this reserve is you want to control that possession. Move that ball around.
Yeah, keep it on the floor. Now they're trying to get a little bit of work on the ball here, SSL2.
We had the luxury of covering the Kalanji Pro Profile versus Los Tigres Premier Division match yesterday. One of the things to note was once Los Tigres went down to Kalanji, they really only had the long ball as their attack, and it really cost them later in the match because once Kalanji knows what you're going to do, or any team for that matter, once they know what your level of attack is, all they need to do is just protect that one thing.
At this level, the long ball is not really effective long term. It might get you through one or two times, but it takes a small adjustment to take care of containing that. Oh,
nice ball in and headed over the top of the bar, out for a goal kick.
That was a nice arcing ball.
Decent opportunity there by Los Tigres. We'll take another look at that while they try to pick up a ball, and we can see on this free kick, ball gets sent in to the left side of the box, headed just completely unmarked by the defense of SSL.
Pretty much a free header.
But unfortunately, that header just gone out, and that's one of the things to note here in these first 11 minutes. Just not really quality connections with the headers for Los Tigres so far.
Yeah, all he had to do is direct that one, and it'll be 1-0 right now.
Another attack here attempted by SSL, easily thwarted by the defense of SSL, Los Tigres.
Seems like both teams are still kind of feeling themselves out, feeling each other out just to see if they can get through. But Club the Strongest is having a little bit better possession on the ball. Errant pass there, though, puts it back for SSL 2. Just can't get that those passes to connect. But after 2 or 3 passes, they're starting to they're kind of losing it. But it is early.
And also do remind everyone that we did have some pretty extensive rain over the course of about 10 o'clock last night all the way through about 10, 11 o'clock this morning. So this is a turf field. It probably is quite slick and fast for this match.
Yeah,
you can see there just a miscommunication there between the two SSL players.
Yeah, more of a connection. Yeah, even with the drainage systems these fields have, I think that still the amount of rain we had is going to be an effect. But more than that, just the chemistry of these guys trying to work together, I think needs a little bit of work. But that's why they're in the reserves.
Because you could see that there, Dre. The winger wanted that ball just passed to him, whereas the center was sending it forward. And that was just miscommunication.
And that's the thing. It'll be interesting to see if we see that communication get better and better as the game goes on. So let's see what happens now. Club the Strongest again. Getting themselves in position, but that errant pass gives it back to SSL2.
SSL just starting to get comfortable into this match. And, of course, there's the commentator's curse. But these 15 minutes into this match, SSL starting to find their way through the field. Los Tigres been heavy on the attack this 15 minutes. 2 quality corners, nothing to produce so far. Our center referee for today's match, Mary Fernandez, doing a fantastic job out there as always.
Yeah, we've this referee crew we've seen in the Premier Division as well, and it's a very experienced crew here. So,
yeah, AR1 Cameron Weaver and AR2 Azai Martinez.
oh,
A little bit of a
slice
mistake
out
there by the SSL defender,
Bad
and it
mistake.
leads to a goal for Los Tigres.
You had the feeling that the first goal was going to come off a mistake like that.
An
And sure
errant
enough, it did.
pass by the SSL defender. Los Tigres come on the board. We can see here on the replay, trying to pass it back to
Oh, he sliced
the
it.
right defender, completely sliced it, allowed Los Tigres to put it into the back of the net. 1-0 for Los Tigres.
Now,
Goal coming in the 16th minute.
unfortunate to give that up on such a mistake as that. But the way they've been defending it, you know, again, you defend it well for a long time, but it only takes a mistake for a goal to go in like that, and that's what happened. That's why you got to get that possession and move that ball out of the danger zone.
That goal coming from number 9, Daniel Drew, for Los Tigres.
See what they can do here with this free kick. 40 yards from goal, but off to the angle.
Cleared out by SSL. Tried a little bit of a trickery, a little bit of waiting to get that ball put in place.
I think he wanted to take that quickly, but thought better of it.
Again, just send the
pretty
ball
much wasted.
long.
I mean, you hate to see that. You know, you have a free kick and you just kick it.
And that was
down.
a very, very, very poor clearance there by the keeper. Foul going to be committed right there at midfield.
Yeah, very unimpressive free kicks and goal clearances so far.
SSL trying to get into the box. We always like to say that 5 minutes after a goal, we call it hashtag response time.
Response time, the famous. You know, we call it response time because it is a thing. We're still in response time now. So we're going to get a little pressure from SSL2, which might have caused that.
SSL with a throw in. Good battling here in the midfield.
Yeah, got a collection of players down there.
Out again for SSL.
Not seeing as much running off the ball that I would like to see these guys do. Lots of standing around. Oh, nice back heel, but it didn't go anywhere.
Trying to do something extra there is the SSL player, and just no communication. You can see them, SSL players, just arguing with each other about what they expect from each other.
Yeah, you wonder if the coaches in charge are going to try to make adjustments here in the first half or wait to halftime just to see how things mop out here.
Los Tigres keeper is getting a little bit too comfortable with the ball there. He's almost giving himself an opportunity to lose control.
Yeah, good
just
clearance.
able enough to get it cleared.
Yeah, offside flag.
Offside flag there, yeah. Right now, I'd have to say, Dre, that SSL just kind of looks all out of sorts.
Yeah, they really do. They don't have any organization in defense as well as an attack. What they've been doing in defense is holding on, and there was a cross.
Oh, what
God.
a fantastic goal. That had to have not been a goal. That was a cross and a half.
That was a cross that went in. He'll claim it, though. He'll tell you that's what he planned all along.
Exactly. As a player, you're like, no, that was what I wanted the whole way. You can see here he's moving down the left-hand side. He's going to try to swing it in,
he's trying to cross
and it
in.
just holds in the air long enough to go into the back of the net.
It's a beautiful shot.
2-0.
Wow.
21 minutes in. Los Tigres.
Yeah, SSL too is going to have to find some composure, and mimic their sister club's premier team, Kalonji Pro Profile. Got to get that organization. They're from the same academy. They get the same coaching, so they're going to have to turn it on here. But again, they're mired in their own defensive third here.
And that was one thing about Los Tigres' premier division team yesterday. They have so many players that have been very, very productive here in the UPSL Georgia Conference. They just couldn't put it together. But that also sometimes comes from the fact that you're playing a team like Kalonji Pro Profile.
Yeah, it could be the case. Well, they've got possession now. They're moving up in the area they need to be in. Here's a chance. Oh.
I believe that goal was scored by number 16 for Los Tigres.
Number 16. I do not have a 16 for Los Tigres.
And that's exactly what I was going to say as well. Yeah, I believe that was 16 that scored that goal. I just unfortunately do not have a name. This is going to be a corner for SSL, their first corner of the match. One of the things to note is the wind is absolutely whipping out there today, about 15 miles an hour. And it is moving far side to near side.
Yeah, that's going to make clearances kind of dicey, but also if they're used to a long ball game.
And inside the bowl of the stadium, it's kind of swirling. As you can see, the flags on the goals just kind of spinning.
Yeah, otherwise a beautiful day. Maybe in the upper 60s, lower 70s.
You would say a beautiful day for soccer?
There you go. Yeah, Fernandez finds a foul there.
Center ref says, let's get it moving forward.
I got to say, Larry, I think Club the Strongest look clearly the better side right now.
And you have to remember that week 2 for SSL really didn't have work to do. The match was abandoned against TCSA due to TCSA not having enough players to be active in that match. So they've been, they've been inactive for a little over a week, as we had a strong challenge there by the strongest, the Los Tigres defender. Center ref coming over to just calm everybody down.
Yeah, she's going to have a talk with everybody. She's not going to produce any plastic this time, but it is a warning.
That warning was to number 5, Mike Futsap for Los Tigres. SSL back in control. Again, just cannot control the ball.
It's the fundamentals they're missing right now.
That being number 14, Elvin Bustillo.
Yeah, I feel that wind. A little bit of cloud cover now as play goes on, but really otherwise a beautiful day.
And this is the time where these players have to enjoy, because as we start to get into the latter stages of the season and moving into the playoffs, the temperature is going to rise significantly. And being on these turf fields, you're going to feel it. Los Tigres trying to send the ball forward, not able to do so. SSL trying to maintain possession. Good movement through the midfield. Cleared out for a SSL throw. SSL just having troubles in that final third. Gene's going to get us back underway.
Boy, but that's
another just an errant pass from Bustillo. He is just not having a quality day so far.
I keep waiting for SSL to settle.
Good movement again by SSL. Again, just trying to force the ball forward.
Yeah, it's not happening for him. There you go. Ooh.
Good save there by the keeper.
It's on target.
And that's what you want. It's not so much that it has to be back of the net. You just want it to be on target. You want to challenge that keeper. Yeah, maybe the keeper makes a mistake and it allows for the chance of a goal. That's what we saw yesterday in the Manchester United game.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Where
he took his eye off the ball.
Well, you look at Martinez. He World Cup winner, just took his, was able to get just a paw on it, but allowed Bruno Fernandes to come in for the cleanup goal.
Yeah, you never know about even a save can find itself at the feet of your teammate if he's in position, if he's coming in and supporting you.
That's one of the things that I can see already, Dre, is in these first 29 minutes of the match, I see the SSL players very flat-footed.
Yeah.
Not anticipating where the pass is coming. You look at a team, just an unbelievable success that they've had so far in the first 3 weeks, a team like UMA, every player is on the top of their feet, ready to receive a ball, moving into space. SSL right now struggling.
Yeah, they don't have that chemistry with each other. They don't seem to have a strategy that they're trying to employ. And I don't know if that's because of what they're doing, or maybe they're not able to cope with what Club the Strongest 2 is putting in front of them.
Sent forward.
There's a hopeful pass out of the blue. Found his teammate, though.
Mm-hmm. But again, loses possession there between those two on that right-hand side. They've just not been in sync at all today.
No.
I believe that number 14, I've said it's Bustillo. It's actually, I believe that's actually Ortiz on that right-hand side, number 14, Ortiz.
Well,
so Bustillo, I apologize to you.
Substitutes, and I'm wondering if the coaching staff is
and they're recognizing it, and already they're like, we need to make a change.
It's funny that, you know, I was covering the North Georgia game against Vino Tinto yesterday. Same sort of thing happened. North Georgia in the first half were very much out of sorts coming in, and within 20 minutes the coaching staff had made 2 substitution changes, and they were effective. And with further strategy changes at halftime, they came back and, coming from a 3-0 down deficit, tied Vino Tinto at the final whistle 3-3. So perhaps we might see something similar here.
And you could see there just was a miscommunication there between that front line. You see another substitute already in the works for SSL.
Yep, number 22 is going to be coming on here.
Unfortunately, I don't have names for all of these players, so we'll do our best. Throw in for Los Tigres, not the greatest throw in the whole wide world,
almost
but
like an illegal throw.
able to step in front of that pass and keep possession as a brand new player to the pitch, number 9.
Right place at the right time. And here comes the substitute.
Gene was able
22.
to just kind of stick his foot in there and get past it. 22 is going to be coming on for SSL. He'll be replacing
shot. Their first
easy
shot of
save.
the game.
He'll be replacing number 24.
Finally got a shot on frame there. Somewhat weak, but at least it was there.
.32 minutes into the match. Again, we are in the Georgia Reserves Division for the spring season. Club the Strongest 2 taking on Soccer Saves Lives SSL 2 here at Shiloh Stadium in Snellville, Georgia. Larry, we were here alongside Andre Bomar.
Oh, look at
Another
that.
mistake there by the keeper. Easily put into the back of the net. Look, finally,
And there's your equalizer.
SSL get back on the board.
Straight against the run of play. That's what happens in this game. 2 goals off 2 very bad mistakes.
And we'll take a look at that mistake. You can see here, ball sent back from the defense.
A nothing ball.
Again, the keeper just
lackadaisical.
not trying to do his job.
That
Allows.
is a goalkeeping error there.
He's made several mistakes back there, Dre, and that time it finally cost him.
Oh, man, he was so lazy with the ball that time.
He's had a couple times where
there was no danger. Well, that's one of those things you hope he doesn't make another mistake like that. I'm sure it's going to be on his mind. And the referee.
And that goal was scored by number 8 for SSL. Unfortunately, I'd love to give you a name to it, but unfortunately I do not have. I've got a roster, but I don't have numbers that go to those names.
Yeah, I don't have them either.
SSL player went down in the box, but that was more of a hopeful foul than anything. He more fell on himself than anything.
Yeah. No harm, no foul. Wow, I think the wind caught that kick from the goalkeeper.
Like I said, it's about 14, 15 miles an hour right now, and it's just anything that gets up more than 20, 30 feet, once it gets out of the bowl, it's just going to swirl.
Yeah, it's going to take it. You got to keep those clearances and kicks low. That's why I say if you're going to have a strategy of possession, you're going to have to keep it on the floor. And kind of minimize that long ball stuff.
I have to say, so far, this has been more of a mistake goal system than anything. The first goal by Los Tigres, mistake by SSL's defense. Second goal, a cross that just decided to go into the goal. And then for SSL, a mistake by Los Tigres' keeper.
Yeah, those two of the goals have been straight off of just bad mistakes. Like you say, that slice in the first goal for the strongest. And then the goalkeeping area there.
Trying to get the ball over to 25. That was a good through ball. And they're going to call him offsides.
Yeah, I think I said equalizer earlier before. It was just one back. It's 2-1. I will say, though, that, with the reserve team, you have a lot of turnover of players. And so a lot of times these rosters do change quite a bit during the season as players come and go, get promoted to the first team.
As per its design, it is designed
that way, yeah.
When especially in the UPSL, you can easily find a roster that's 40, 50, even 60 players deep, because you have players that are maybe they're a part of another college or some other affiliated system. So maybe they're only elected to be able to participate for a handful of matches.
Yeah, and then you have those regulars who are with the first team that might have been injured. They can't get right back in the first team because of match fitness. Have a couple of games here in the reserves, get it back to match fitness, and then you're placed back on the first team.
Here's an opportunity by Los Tigres trying to move down that right flank, sent the ball into the box, cleared away by the SSL defense.
See what he can do. He's going to go with long, flick on somewhat. This is interesting. The substitute coming on to grab a little bit of possession. And this is what they need right here. Just hang on to it, get the passes through, and look for the break.
And try to have positive possession like this. Several good passes. Force your opponent to get out of position, make a mistake. Here's a ball over the top.
Oh!
Tried to back pass it.
Oh, man. That had a chance.
And it just kind of set in the air. And it's going to find its way out. I believe this is going to be a corner, or is it going to be a goal kick?
Oh, kick.
I kind of felt like it went out on the – it deflected off of the defender, but that's not what was seen by the referee staff. It's going to be a goal kick.
Got an injury.
Got an injury over there. A little bit. It was from that as he was kicking through the ball, he hit the defender.
Well, this is better from SSL too, though, I will say. And it's funny that, Larry, the improvement in their play has coincided with the substitution made.
Yeah, you could really see those two substitutes have made a significant difference for SSL in their attack so far.
Yeah, they've already contributed to a better attacking style from SSL2. I guess the referee Fernandez, I think she's seeing that throw was not taken in the right position. So.
Los Tigres now with the ability to pass the ball around between each other. SSL able to keep the ball in play. Moves over to the right-hand side of the pitch.
As the ball goes out there, I remember an interview with their club owner, Hector Sandoval, and he was telling me that a lot of what they do here with Club the Strongest, both at the Premier level and reserve and Division I level, is to employ the style and the playing style of the team in Bolivia. And the team in Bolivia is influencing how they play, their style. They're watching, they're advising. And so that's kind of what you see with these teams in their attempt to emulate that team in Bolivia, which I believe are current champions there in the first division in Bolivia. The Strongest, Los Tigres. Throw in to the Strongest as we get play back in.
Again, out for another throw.
And by no means is this a game that's out of reach or out of control for either one of these clubs. It's just a matter of them taking over.
Yeah,
SSL2, I think they're going to try to sneak in and take that throw, but it's not their ball.
SSL find their way in possession on the march towards the midfield. Not able to make that pass. A little bit of contact between the players.
Yeah. I was wondering, I mean, it looked like a foul. I was wondering if referee Fernandez was going to play advantage, but now she's had to stop it due to possible injury.
That being the goal scorer. But to piggyback off what you were saying, Dre, yes, indeed, when you look at the Bolivian Primera Division, Los Tigres, Club the Strongest, on top right now.
Yeah, they seem
They're
to be
sitting
a
just
powerhouse.
1 point above Bolivar, but they do have 2 matches in hand, and they just came away with a win over Blooming 3-1.
Yeah, they're a powerhouse there, and I think that the family, the Sandoval family, both in we got a break here.
Trying to make his way through 3 defenders, not able to do so.
Is it going to be quick? Pressure is getting heavier as they try to close down the SSL defenders there.
As we get late into this half.
Yeah, 44th minute now. Yeah, as I was saying that, Club the Strongest there, they're going to try to emulate their sister club in Bolivia. And, part of that is just sort of the pressure that the family puts on.
There's a good opportunity there, grabbed by the keeper.
Yeah. And that pressure, I think, is one of the things that's a positive for these clubs and for these players. It means something to perform at every level because you're representing the club, both here and there.
Expectations.
Yep.
SSL looking for something late in this first half. See if they can find their way into possibly a tie as we're coming into late stages of this first half.
Well, he's got a little bit of space. What's going to happen now? Important interception by the center back.
Good work by the defense of SSL to thwart that one.
It's like you said earlier, with the Kalanji team, they're well known for being very, very strong in defense. And, it stands to reason that the SSL2, which is formerly Kalanji U23, would be the same coaching, but maybe not as much experience.
Because their style, they defend in numbers.
Yes. There's a reason why they're always challenging for the division title, and here they are again, pretty much back up there again after returning to the Premier Division this season. They, of course, are also competing in MLS Next. It's a club that produces professionals.
SSL trying to continually look for that through ball, trying to get it to the center forward. Not able to do so far. Here's a mistake by Strongest.
You can hear the coaching staff for SSL2 barking out instructions. They obviously see the need for some direction, and there was that
halftime has been blown by the center ref. 2-1, Club the Strongest 2 over Soccer Saves Lives, SSL 2 here at Shiloh Stadium. Andre, just your thoughts on that first half.
Well, it definitely, I feel like Club the Strongest 2 is the dominant club. They seem to be more composed, using a better strategy, very much more dangerous in attack. SSL2 surprised me at how unorganized they seemed early on, especially early on. They have made adjustments. They've made some substitutions. They have seemed to have made a positive difference. And of course, they were able to poach a goal back off a horrible mistake from the keeper from the Strongest. And I'm sure that he's going to get an earful from the coach on that one. But that you want to, if you're going to make those mistakes, make them in the reserve division. You learn from that, and you can go from there. But I think the second half, we'll see what kind of adjustments are made, and see if SSL2 can emulate more maybe the profile type of play.
And you look at those two goals that they allowed SSL. Mistake by the defense for the first goal. Second goal, a cross that just found its way into the goal. So you could really say two fluke goals.
Yeah.
So you really can't feel completely upset about this result. You just know that you need to perform better. And you got to know that that's what the coach is talking about. It was like they've got to be a little bit more on top, a little bit more attack, and they'll be ready to go for the second half.
Yes, sir. And like you said earlier, it's just a matter of composure. And the game is not out of touch for either one of these clubs, so you just come in and do the fundamentals, and you should be okay.
And with that, we'll step away for the halftime. We'll come back in a few minutes, and we'll give you the final 45 of Club the Strongest 2 versus Soccer Saves Live 2.
My name is Bruno Colongi. I'm the owner and the founder of Atlanta Youth Soccer Foundation. We use soccer positively to impact and change the course of lives in the underserved community here in Atlanta.
Welcome to KSA.
We started our soccer program in 2014 here in Gwinnett County. Soccer in the United States is a pay-to-play model, and oftentimes children in the underserved community cannot afford to participate because they don't have money. And if they are able to obtain a scholarship, they lack of transportation to get to practice. AYSF has allowed our players to not just be able to cover the registration cost, but we provide transportation, food, clothing, and all other necessities that allow our players to become part of the soccer community. Currently, we provide scholarship to over 40 underserved players.
2 clap, 2 clap, 3 clap, 1 clap, 2, 0.
To those players, the opportunity to get out of the environment and to be included in a prestigious soccer means the world to them. They work harder, they take their training seriously, and they give their best both athletically and strive to do well in school. What we do here at AYSF gives children the opportunity to become well-rounded citizens in our community. Thank you.
Welcome back to Shiloh Stadium here in Snellville, Georgia for the second half of Club the Strongest 2 versus Soccer Saves Lives 2 here in the UPSL Georgia Reserve Division. Larry Weaver here alongside Andre Bomar. Right now, Los Tigres with that 2-1 lead. And you have to say a little bit of luck on their side in that first half, Dre.
Yeah, a little bit of that. Mistakes from the opponent can go a long way, but yeah, that's been the main thing. But I think that Los Tigres has been the more dominant club in the first half. Adjustments. Let's see what happens in the second. How will they approach? We're underway now.
Los Tigres get us underway. They will be moving from right to left in their traditional yellow and black stripes. SSL, Soccer Saves Lives, will be in their red and black kits.
As typical, like I said, in the first half, Club the Strongest 2, looking to put together passing, control, pressure, and it's paying dividends for them.
Los Tigres, again, just like in the first half, coming out very aggressive, trying a little bit of a backheel pass to himself, not able to do so, but he's going to win himself a throw for Los Tigres.
So already starting out much the way the first half started, with Club the Strongest in the final third, attacking, putting pressure on the SSL goal. Easily given away though there.
SSL will get us back underway. Foul committed by Los Tigres.
And wind is still whipping up. All four of the corner flags are down. And that's going to be a factor. Whoa.
Mistake again.
Choice there.
Sliding across. Oh, and he misses and hits it on the outside of the netting. That was a perfect opportunity for Los Tigres to sneak in an early goal in this second half.
And the mistakes continue,
We'll take a look at that again. You see here, another bad pass by the defense of SSL, slides across.
Yep.
And mistakes in two passes almost cost them another goal. Foul committed right there in the midfield.
Yeah, very close to another one. Right off a terrible cross the goal pass. I remember playing and told never to perform with a pass across your own goal, especially a lazy pass like that one.
Again, we are in the UPSL Georgia Reserve Division today. Still a few more matches in the Reserve Division to wind out this weekend of UPSL Georgia action. Just about to wind up is Atlanta City Reserves versus Lamino Georgia U19, as well as FC Birmingham 2 taking on Legends FC Reserves. And then a match that has just gotten underway, still in the first half, Lamino Georgia Division 1 taking on North Georgia United 2. So we still have a few out there. Matches that have already concluded. Clayton International with a great win over TCSA 4-0. And Atlanta Rovers Reserves with a victory over Pachuca Reserves 2-1. As of right now, Clayton International sitting on top of the board with 7 points.
Yeah, Clayton chose to be in the reserves. I mean, that's an interesting story there, and that's a coaching staff that's trying to build from the ground up foundation, with maybe putting in an academy next season. But he chose to be in the reserves this year to give his players experience. He could have qualified for Division I, where you can get promoted if you win the division or win the playoffs. But they're looking at the long the long sort of program to get their team up to where they need to be long term.
Well, it's one of the things, Dre, just the idea of just showing up to play, that doesn't exist anymore. If
No.
you really want to produce quality players and to get a quality organization in a successful manner, you really have to go all in. You really have to focus on every aspect of the organization.
That's true. I mean, this league started out as the Caribbean League, very much a rec league back in 2018, but it's really transformed into a proper pro development league where you're developing professionals. And even, you know, Kalanji is a good example of that, with 4 of their players signed by Atlanta United 2 in the past season.
And we've seen so many other players throughout the last really three years of the UPSL Georgia in activity. We've seen multiple players from multiple organizations that have moved on to professional contracts. Kalanji, can't forget about what was the very first UPSL Georgia national champion, Atletico Atlanta. They had several players that did move on into professional throughout the world.
Yeah, the internationals, they were part of that club. Yeah, and it's good to see because, you know, particularly in this country, it hasn't always been a straightforward pathway to a professional career. But the UPSL is building that system from the ground up. And, you know, this is the second season we're going into an organized academy where we have a U17. In the fall, we're going to add U15 and U13. We got women in the summer. And we have a merger this summer with the women with the what used to be the Mid-Atlantic. It's now the Kentucky-Tennessee division. It'll be 6 teams competing for the title there. And that'll increase in the fall as well because we'll have a fall season for the women. So opportunities all around from the youth all the way up. And it's good to see because now you have that opportunity where you didn't have it before.
And a division that is just craving the opportunity of advancement has to be the women. For those players, if you don't have the opportunity to play in college, your season is your career is pretty much over.
Yeah, and
so
honestly,
to have them to have an opportunity to play in this UPSL structure, it gives them, those players, an opportunity to, you know, get to the goal that they have as a player.
that used to be an issue with the men. You know, the only soccer that was around was school, whether it's high school, college, and opportunities in MLS, although they're there, it's limited. There's only so many spots, and so what do you do to get training and everything? Oh, we got a little bit run on the goal, but it's ferried off by the strongest defender there. But now with the UPSL, over 400 teams, pro development, you got a lot of avenues, and whether you play domestically, professionally, or overseas, you're more well equipped after spending some time here, whether it's in the reserves or Division I or the Premier.
And it's one of the things that the UPSL gives to these players that are in the first steps of their career, because when it comes to college soccer, a lot of your roster on your college team is going to be held by international players as they're building their careers. And the UPSL is giving these U.S.-based players an opportunity to have a chance.
Right. I mean, and to be honest, with school systems, NCAA, it is limited as far as how much you play each year. But UPSL is a year-round league. We play a spring, summer season, and then the fall's winter. But we also have competitions in between the seasons, like the Regional Cup. So there's constant experience that these guys are able to grab up, and also to be seen as we see from these broadcasts. you know, you get a chance to be seen all over the world. And, you know, we get contacted all the time by coaches and scouts from other countries looking for.
Here's an opportunity
players.
for SSL.
Oh,
a little bit of a stumble. Is it going to be a penalty?
Is she pointing to the spot?
Just outside of the box.
Just outside the box.
Let's see if we can take a look at that again. As you can see, this ball sent forward. Nice through ball. He's able to get around the defender. A little bit of a stumble. Yes, that looks like that was just outside of the box.
Yeah, that was accurate.
But it was right at the top. Referee Fernandez doing a fantastic job. She was right in the right position to make the call. A little bit of an injury for number 11 for Los Tigres. Looks like he's coming off, and there's already a substitute ready to go.
Yep,
Number 22 is going to be taking the position. I believe he'll replace number 11. Just standing there with the fourth official, waiting to get confirmation. Going to go back over to a little bit of a and she is going to allow the substitute on. A little bit of conversation between both sides about this. Free kick. Number 11 was Julian Reyes, who came off the pitch. He's replaced by number 22, Julio Marino.
That's in a very dangerous position.
Got a four-man wall.
Great opportunity for SSL too.
Looks like going to allow one player to take the shot. Tried to slide it under the wall.
Yeah,
wall did their job.
A little cheeky there. It didn't work out for him.
And they end up running into each other. Number 8, number 9 of SSL.
That's got to be frustrating as a coach to watch.
Double slide tackle there. He got the ball, but he's definitely, and there comes the foul.
Yeah.
Definitely getting a little out of control there with the tackles was SSL. Los Tigres earn a free kick.
Great opportunity for that free kick. I don't think I would have tried to be cheeky there. I mean, he's close enough to really bend it in over the wall, but thought he saw something maybe.
Headed, but that ball, they're going to call that offsides. That was really close. The keeper did his job, but offsides is going to be called.
Yeah, because that was an awkward looking arc coming down off of
SSL.
Ball in.
Are gearing up another substitute. You can see him working on his paperwork. SSL working out of the back. That's the part that really got us today, Dre, so far is most of the mistakes from SSL is on that back line. And being a part of Kalanji Pro Profile, it's just not something we're normally used to seeing.
Yeah, and I haven't really seen them improve in the second half. I don't know what attempts have been made to change things around at halftime, but it looks the same as the first.
Here comes the throw in and out again for another throw.
Yep. And they had that brief period after the subs where they did better, but they seem to have regressed now.
And the sub is ready to go. It'll be number 12 that'll be coming on. He's going to be replacing, I believe that's number 8 that he's coming off. The player that just got part of that collision. Those two players that were trying to move forward.
So number 12 is, was it a Fabrice Seki? Don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but.
We do our best.
Very.
Trying to move that ball forward and heading it towards goal, but not able to do so. It's going to go out for a goal kick. And you can see Jojo Sandoval back there behind goal trying to get himself warmed up. Maybe he'll have an opportunity to get in goal for part of this match. First team probably could have used his services yesterday in that match over Kalanji Pro Profile, falling 5-0.
Yeah, that's a heavy defeat for them. I don't know. It just seems like Club the Strongest, you know, they have a lot to live up to when you consider their heritage in Bolivia, but seems to be a bit. Oh, he's in.
Good opportunity there. Slid it across the box. And that one just rifled into the American football goal.
Unfortunate not to get that on target.
You can see that ball, even down on the pitch, some of those passes, feeling the effects of the wind.
Oh, yeah. But, yeah, they have the action of what I was saying earlier. Club the Strongest seems to be a bit of a Jekyll and Hyde performances. You know, it's either all very strong or all very, disjointed. They've suffered some heavy losses, but some important wins as well. But they'll be in the mix, I'm sure of it, by the end of the season. They've got too much talent.
Right now, this Club the Strongest Los Tigres reserve team is sitting in second place, just 1 point out of first. 2 wins, 1 loss.
Yep. And the reserves will have a playoff of their own, where they get to extend into a postseason for a trophy. But the most important thing about the reserves is the experience and the ability of these guys to move on to the first teams.
Well, not only that, if they do perform well, they still have the opportunity to play in on that first team roster.
Yes.
At some point through this season, maybe Los Tigres find a way into the playoffs, maybe find their way into the national tournament.
This is true.
These players could be called upon at some point. And you've got to be ready. You got to find yourself.
Got called for pull back. Pull the player back. So SSL2 has an opportunity here. Free kick from far out. Lots of red shirts forward.
Los Tigres with 6-man forward.
Wow.
Hard slide tackle there.
He definitely got the ball first. I mean, they're saying that, he followed through and got the man, but I think
it's going to be a throw.
I try to remind people football or soccer is a contact sport.
It is 100% contact. There is going to be, I believe, the SSL player going to be called for almost a high boot, but a foul nonetheless. As I look down onto the pitch, I can see Jojo Sandoval running towards center line, so he may be finding his way onto the pitch here very soon. Good defense there by SSL.
Good. That could have been dangerous, but it was a good intervention.
Here's a good ball over the top for SSL, able to make contact. Slide it across to the left side, just not able to do so.
Good defending.
Great defense there by number 14, Gene. He just was able to get a foot on it. And there we see, if we look down at the center, we can see Jojo ready to go as soon as center ref deems it necessary. We'll see a substitute for the Strongest in goal.
Might have taken a little too long on that.
And I can see Los Tigres, they want to secure this win. They want to. Here's an opportunity. A little bit of a tug back. He's not going to be called for the foul. The center ref just says no. It is a corner, though.
He could have gone down earlier and maybe gotten the call.
Yeah. That's one of the things that they kind of teach. It's one of the things that they teach players of this caliber in these days is as soon as you feel contact, go down. Ball whipped into the box. Long ball in the box. Grabbed by the keeper.
That was a very good job by the keeper. That's harder than it looked.
Yeah, he's had some very shaky mistakes there in that first half, just one leading to the goal.
Yeah, you know, as a former keeper, I can tell you that grabbing a ball like that in a crowd,
it's not easy.
Not easy.
It's one of those, like you said, contact sport. That's one of those moments where, you know, as a player, you're going to be on the bad end of a collision.
Yeah, I mean, you're trying to judge the ball in the air. You're being knocked around, and you got to grab it before somebody puts a head on it.
There's going to be a foul committed there by 22, and he's going to get the plastic.
Yellow.
Definitely not happy with that call, but that is a legitimate call. That was a yellow.
Yeah, I think that's cumulative, too.
And he's got to be careful. You do not want to get another one and end yourself, end your day.
Oh, 8.
What she's saying. I believe there's another yellow for another player.
For another player, yeah. I think for dissent, yeah.
Yeah, and here comes the substitute. I believe you're going to see a yellow for number 22 of SSL, and you're going to see a yellow for number 32 of SSL. There's the substitute in goal for Los Tigres, trying to lock in that defense, find their way into victory, find their way into first place is the goal.
Got a lot of experience going into between the sticks now for Club the Strongest.
Ball sent forward on that right flank, but the keeper's able to control it for SSL.
So JoJo, the number 1, he's going to be able to probably improve the composure of the Strongest back 4. He has a strong presence in the area, usually, as he plays. Except with, that was a pretty shaky back pass.
But able to control it, easily send that ball forward. We've seen JoJo play for many seasons throughout this UPSL conference, play for several different teams. Definitely found a home here in Los Tigres.
Oh, very nicely dispossessed by the defender. Yeah, it's decent support here in the crowd for these teams, these reserve teams, and
This
good for people to know whether you're viewing or here, you're watching the birth of future stars here in the game. You can say you remember when. Oh,
that was a great ball right into the middle.
Not on the
just
same way.
Nothing that they could do with it. SSL kind of caught Los Tigres' defense flat-footed.
Oh, they just
got right to the center of the goal, in the center of the box. And I think it really even caught the center forward off guard that ball got to him so quickly. And he kind of hesitated for a moment and allowed Los Tigres to get possession and clear it out.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. The thing for him to do would have been to turn and shoot. But he looked for a pass. And like you said, I think maybe it shocked him so much that he didn't realize how open he was.
You know, if you want to talk about a player that SSL could look to for a little bit of mentorship.
Good intervention there.
Through their premier parents, here's an opportunity, and that ball's going to get cleared out. But a player that part of their parent squad, Kalanji Pro Profile, that could really help these players understand what it means to be an attacking striker would be somebody like a Junior Sandoval. Somebody that can teach them that when it comes to being a striker here at this level, you've got to be quick. You've got to have and you got to have a goldfish mentality. You got to forget that play that just happened.
Yeah, you really do have to be tenacious and have a nose for goal. When you get it, you want to shoot.
Cleared out by
Good
Gene.
header out.
Sent back into the box.
He's offside.
But he's offsides.
He's offside. Yeah, he was offside.
As an easy call there by the AR.
Yeah, he let himself stand in an offside position as the defenders came forward.
Our AR on that side being a goalkeeper himself, so.
Yeah, I think we know him very well.
Yeah.
Something familiar about that AR on the side.
Yeah.
A little tussle there.
SSL trying to find their way out of the back. Los Tigres doing a really good job pressing at the moment. Here in the 71st minute.
Haven't actually, oh, well. Oh, nice move.
Nice little movement there. Caught SSL napping and just able to move around him.
Oh.
Good ball into the box. And there's another
wow.
goal from the side that just kind of came out of nowhere.
How similar was to that second goal from the first half?
That looked just like the second goal from Los Tigres.
Although I do think that was more deliberate shot.
That one was definitely felt more deliberate. We'll take a look at that on the replay.
Yeah, let's take a look at that.
You can see here he moves over to the right-hand side, takes a rifle shot, and he just finds it. Just finds a way to get it over the keeper.
I love that reaction. He got it, he put his head down, and he went for goal. It's the sort of thing that, you know, on the other side, SSL could have done on this, within the box when that forward was kind of unmarked, got the ball in the box, but instead of turning to shoot, he looked for a pass. You know, you as a striker, you have to be ready to shoot when you get that ball, especially in that position. But boy, he was way out and he just arced it over the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper had no chance. So Strongest now in the catbird seat.
And now they are really feeling it, and they are pouncing. This win will give them, they will, giving it to the updated table. This won't put them in first, but what this will do is this will be their second win because we are only in week 3. There'll be 6 points.
Got some wholesale subs too. Yeah,
More subs coming on for SSL and for Los Tigres. Right now, they're sitting at a goal differential of -1, so they definitely want to improve there.
yeah. So they're going to be looking for more goals to improve that.
That ball's going to go out for a goal kick.
So yeah, I mean, these guys they're playing for their places to go, you know, on up to the first team, whether their team is in, like in SSL's case, in Division 1, or in the Club the Strongest case, the Premier.
They were able to win against North Georgia United 2 in the first week, 2-1. They fell to Clayton International, the current top spot team, 4-1, and right now are winning here at Shiloh Stadium 3-1 over SSL 2.
Yeah, I foresee Clayton International make a move to Division 1 next season. I feel like they're ready now.
Club the Strongest just locking down their defensive form. Just not giving SSL any path forward towards goal.
And she's gonna
That's
call
gonna be a
that
foul?
Yeah. Took the guy off his feet.
We look forward to next week. SSL 2 will be back here at Shiloh Stadium. This time the home team welcoming Pachuca's reserve team next Saturday.
Do have a score coming in. Legends FC reserves. Well, after this play, we'll get it.
SSL trying to move down that right. Not able to get his head
he's got
on
to
it.
take
Is
the
the
shot.
center forward. Cleared away by Los Tigres.
Oh, desperate defending there from the strongest, but they got the job done.
And a ball just sent to the promised land and out for a goal kick. You were saying about Legends Reserves and FC Birmingham 2?
Yeah, so Legends just got a word from their coach. They defeated FC Birmingham 2 1-0.
That's a tight victory for Legends FC. That victory will push them up into a tie with Clayton International. And not only that, they're also tied via goal differential at 7. So 7 points and 7 goals.
Puts them in pretty good shape there.
And since they haven't played each other, that goes down to the third aggregate, which would keep Clayton International just barely on top. That being the English average, and that would put them just above Legends. Legends FC, a really, really impressive team that has come into the UPSL here this spring season. Both their premier division and their reserve team have really, really been an interesting team to watch. They haven't always been the best on the score sheet when it comes to the Premier Division squad, but they are so close. To be able to stay with Atlanta United's academy and with a 2-1 win for Atlanta United, they still were in that match. They still challenged.
Yeah, I mean, they have a lot of potential. And one of the reasons that during the restructuring they were allowed entry into the Premier was because of how well they're run as a club. And, you know, I think a lot of people miss the point with these clubs is that, you know, part of pro development means not just developing the players, but developing the club. And so how you run your club makes a difference. There are certain standards you have to hold to. And, you know, we've seen teams that have been long-time members of this division in the UPSL that are no longer with us. And it's down to those types of standards that can't be met.
And we look at another club that just came into the UPSL Division 1 that is from the same area as Legends FC, UMA FC. They have been extremely impressive with their goal-scoring abilities.
Yeah, we were comparing them to Dalton United's Division 1 run and how dominant they've been so far. I mean, you know, yesterday with 9-2 victory over Middle Georgia United FC, and they really look like they're in cruise control, so to speak, in their abilities. They look ready for Premier already.
SSL trying to find a path forward, not able to do so. JoJo able to control that ball, keep it in play as we're in the 79th minute.
Time becoming a factor for SSL2. I'd almost call them LSU.
Unfortunately, wrong colors. Need to be more, a little bit more blue in that red. Make it purple.
A little garnet. And a little injury down there on the club, the strongest player. You can really see the wind blowing there with the shirts.
That injury coming to number 15, Taj Singh. You can see his teammates calling for a substitute, and you can already see on the sidelines, number 19. Looks like he may be taking place of him, Jonathan May. Just finishing up the paperwork as always. The most important part of it all.
Oh, that looks a little bit serious.
I think that might have been a knee or an ankle.
I wonder if he rolled it or doesn't look good.
You know how it is. That's one of the most difficult injuries. You roll that ankle.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you get a soft tissue type of injury, those can be, long term, depending on how severe it is. But hopefully this is not going to be bad. Hopefully it's just a knock. Pain will go away after a while, maybe.
Able to come off the pitch.
Don't want any ligament or tendon kind of injury. All right.
Ball sent forward.
Back into play. Collapsing
Trying
in.
to find his way through. That ball was just, it had eyes towards the goal.
Yeah, it's like a magnet.
But a corner is going to be earned for Los Tigres.
Yeah, I mean, the wind is really gusting. They're not even bothering with the corner flags right now.
It's one of those that it's not worth trying.
Yeah. I know those flags are the ones with the weights on the end, but it's still not strong enough to keep them up. Even the ball blew all the way up from the corner area, corner arc.
Whipped in, outswinger. Cleared away by SSL. SSL earn a throw. SSL needs to get a little bit more urgency in their attack. Good ball forward, but just too far for the attacking SSL player to get to.
Yeah, I will say.
But earns a throw.
SSL too has looked better in the past few minutes. I didn't say it earlier, but it seemed a little bit more organized, a little bit more pressure in attack.
Bit of trying to clear it out, but not able to do so.
Oh,
and there's going to be a foul committed.
Going to get a yellow, yeah.
Yellow card issued for.
Yeah, that was a bit of a cynical foul there, but maybe he felt it was necessary. Quell that attack, earned himself a yellow.
I didn't see who it was that did reserve that. Who earned that yellow? It's gonna looks like a four-man wall.
Oh,
good save by JoJo.
Nice attempt on goal though.
Able to get the ball over the wall.
Got it down and forced JoJo into a diving save. Quickly taken corner short.
Trying to slot it in, headed,
another good,
but just headed
header.
away. We'll take a look again at that last save that JoJo was able to complete for Los Tigres. See this four-man wall. Nicely taken by SSL.
Oh, it was going in too.
Good push out.
Good intervention by the keeper. JoJo
That's why he was brought in for these last few minutes to see if they can earn this win.
Yeah. 84th minute, we got 6 minutes regular time. Not sure about stoppage. We'll have a little bit, I'm sure, with the injuries.
At this point, SSL just trying to send the ball forward and just hoping for some sort of success.
Yeah, JoJo's going to take a few seconds off. Taking his time here. Kind of a lackluster clearance by him. This game may be beyond SSL 2 at this point. 3-1, less than 5 minutes to go, around 5 minutes to go.
Also seeing another score update, Leminio, Georgia D1, 3-0 lead right now over North Georgia United 2.
Wow.
That lead there will push Georgia D1, the Leminio Georgia D1, just a step above Legends FC, and there's a 3-way tie for first place with 7 points. So very, very, very tight race down here in the reserves division.
You got some tenacious players in these teams trying to make a mark. It has a result in the league table as well. Oh, can he?
JoJo coming way out of the box to clear that ball out. But a foul going to be called way back
I think
near midfield.
I think Mary Fernandez was looking maybe to see if there was an advantage. I saw that there was none and decided to go ahead and call the foul. It's good refereeing. Oh.
That ball just, again, sent long forward, but easily handled by JoJo.
Yeah, with time being a factor, I'm sure there's a little bit of urgency now.
And right now, this is everything that Los Tigres want. Opponent very unsure of themselves, not really playing with any type of formation or set style or purpose. They're just trying to send the ball forward and hoping for something.
Yeah, it's kind of been the story all day in some capacity. Need a little bit more organization. I will say, SSL being affiliated with Kalanji Pro Profile, this will be noticeable by the coaching staff, and it will be addressed.
And like we said, SSL, their first 2 weeks were victories. This will be their first loss. They're sitting there in that other 3-way tie for second place. 3 teams sitting with 6 points. That being Los Tigres, SSL 2, and Leminio Georgia U19. So we have 6 teams that are all 1 point from each other.
Yeah, that's a tenacious race. Here we got a good position here. Oh,
and just blasted over the bar. His body was completely out of position.
That's unfortunate. Got a sub coming on.
Looks like we might have one more substitute. Yes. Looks like number 12 is going to be coming on for Los Tigres. Gerson Montano.
Guess there's another.
He's going to be replacing number 19, Jonathan May. JoJo gets us back underway here in the 88th minute. That ball coming quickly right back to him, but he's easily able to scoop it up.
Oh, good clearance down. He has found his man down the right side. Here's another opportunity.
He was able to work that ball around the first SSL player, but not able to get around the defender. Goes out for a throw, though.
So I see the Atlanta City reserves. That's another club too. I think a very young club that needs a lot of work in the reserves just for experience. But they've got a good foundation with Coach Joao.
Atlanta City reserves with that 3-2 victory over Leminio Georgia U19. That's
significant.
That's a significant win for them, and that really could kind of. That's not only a catalyst for the reserves, but that's a catalyst for the entire group of Atlanta City, because they've had some struggles on multiple levels of their organization, and they just need that catalyst of if one team can do it, then the other team can do it, and then they all start moving forward.
Yeah, it can get contagious, you know, and Atlanta City has a lot of young talent. You see flashes of brilliance with them, but as far as the maturity levels, it's very low right now, and they need this time. They need all of this work to do in the reserves, more play. They got a team in the Premier, but you know, they're playing well enough to have gotten themselves out of the relegation zone in Premier, and that's going to be good for them long term.
Los Tigres moving the ball around, trying to keep possession. Able to do so far. There's a loss. Good work by the SSL defender. Gets the ball forward. Able to just be onside.
Got a good chance. He's got a man. Oh!
Tries to take a
How
shot,
did he
slides
miss
it
that?
across. Not able to get it. Great work by JoJo.
I was about to yell goal.
Again, trying to fight their way in. Lose possession. Los Tigres working out of that back.
They're allergic to scoring. 2 golden opportunities to put it in the back of the net and kind of flubbed them a little bit.
We're in stoppage time now. How long will it be? We'll find out.
Oh, nice
move around the defender. Good double save there by the keeper. He grabbed it, lost it, but was able to get it back.
SSL last gasp to get a consolation goal. I imagine we'll get at least a couple of minutes of stoppage.
We had a lot of substitutes in this second half. I could easily see upwards of 4 minutes of stoppage time.
Could be. He's offside.
Offsides there.
He's well off.
I have not seen notification from the center or from the fourth official of how many minutes we will see extra.
We can only guess, like you say, it could be with the substitutions and injuries. We could have up to 4. It's a good guess, I think.
Wouldn't surprise me. Cleared right back to SSL. Moving forward.
Oh,
This is a good opportunity. Slides it through and just goes wide. That was the perfect opportunity to get back in this match. This easily could be 3-2.
He caught JoJo out.
Caught JoJo off guard. It was a good ball through to the left-hand side. Takes the shot, and he just pulls it wide.
Yeah. I mean, maybe Club the Strongest is kind of just trying to play this game out, but SSL too has been putting themselves in position to get a goal, but just don't have the finishing.
Going to be a high boot, or just a foul, pullback. Taken quickly.
Try to get the ball over the top to him.
And just very slow in controlling that ball, and allows the Los Tigres player to just blast it out for a corner.
It's almost as if they're getting the ball and then they're thinking about, well, now what do I do? Oh, I didn't realize that, going out for a corner.
Again, taken short.
Oh, good block.
Good block by the Los Tigres defender. He definitely felt that one. But it's going to go out for a throw. JoJo barking orders to his defensive line, making sure that they're marking everybody up. Expect a long throw here. Just not able to get it up to his player.
Wow. Thinking that SSL.
And there'll be a foul right there. Just hook the player.
Looking to have SSL2 be a little bit more direct, but they seem to be wanting to pass the ball around a little bit before they try to get in position for a shot. Need a finisher. Need somebody who's got a nose for goal.
And there is time as we end here at Shiloh Stadium. Club the Strongest 2 with a victory over SSL 2, 3-1 A fantastic victory for Los Tigres, which helps them move up the table into 4th spot with 6 points. Dre, just get your thoughts on this match.
Well, I think you saw a contrast in styles. Club the strongest, obviously the better club, more organized club. SSL 2, possibly with the youth level, is the same. It reminds me of Atlanta City a little bit. They have talent, but it's kind of inexperienced talent right now. And so you saw them lose their shape a lot. You saw them lose, the strategies that I'm sure that the coaches have been putting into play. And I would say it's a learning game for them. And so, it's all positive here in the reserves, because you're going to learn from your mistakes. And we saw a number of goals go in because of mistakes. And so they'll look at this film and make changes in training, and they'll improve from that. That's what the whole purpose of the reserves is.
And like we said, they'll have to make those changes quickly, as they'll be right back here next Saturday taking on Pachuca, Georgia Reserves.
Yep, and as the viewing public will see, we have a new agreement with Soccer Saves Lives, where we're doing both their Division I team and their reserve teams broadcasts. And so a lot of the fans out there who are following Kalanji and SSL, they'll be able to see these players really get up to speed with the league and its chase.
And like we said, we just recapped the matches of this weekend for the reserves. Clayton International 4-0 over TCSA Reserves. Atlanta Rovers Reserves 2-1 over Pachuca Reserves. 3-2 great victory for Atlanta City Reserves over Lamino Georgia U19. Fantastic win for Legends FC. 1-0 over FC Birmingham 2. Right now, Lamino Georgia 3-2 over North Georgia United, hanging on. Can they find that victory, or can North Georgia somehow find another late goal like their premier team brothers and find a way of getting a tie to end the weekend?
Yeah, I mean, North Georgia has that knack. I mean, they did the same thing with LGSA and came back and actually won that game. And now we see, last night they had to come back to draw Vino Tinto. Vino Tinto thought they were going to get out of the cellar with a win, but here their reserve team is. I guess it's a characteristic of North Georgia to play with heart into the final whistle.
Well, that will wrap up our coverage of the UPSL Georgia divisions for this weekend. Please check our social media to see all scores, highlights, and get ready for the next week of UPSL Georgia work. For Andre Bomar, Krishna Bomar, and Larry Weaver, we have been this group.
And don't forget to subscribe, like our channel. You'll get notifications of future games, as well as special content like interviews with players and coaches, and of course our midweek podcast, Center Circle.
Until then, we'll see you next time on the pitch. Good night, everybody.
This has been a presentation of the UPSL. Any use of this broadcast without the written consent of the Atlantic Soccer Media Group is prohibited.